Welcome to a video from thedigitallife.com. This video I'm going to show you my new digital collection for the Korg Modwave. So this is inspired by classic synths, the late 80s, early 90s digital synths. Think like the Korg M1, Wave Station, Roland D50, Ensoniq VFX, and some of the Yamaha synths around that time. So I've been listening to loads of those synths, and I've recreated some of them using their presets or some of the ones that were available to try, and some of them I've just been inspired by those synths to create these digital sounds. So what I'm going to show you in this video is demonstrate some of the sounds and a little bit about them, how I created them, that kind of thing. These are a free download from thedigitallife.com. You can grab these, install these into your Modwave, Modwave Native, Modwave Rack, or Modwave Mark II. It works on all of them, and you can give them a try. So there's about 70 performances and programs. I've used a lot of dual layers on this one because the dual layers were used a lot on particularly like synths like the D50. Sample RAM was limited, so you got a sample attack and then a synthesized rest of the sound. So I've used some of those effects as well, and we've got pads, we've got chorals, we've got some with a bit of drums in, and a few others. So I'll demonstrate them now. So these are in alphabetical order, but I'll just go through some of them now. So this one is called Alien Afternoon. And you can hear that sort of digital sound, so that's using a sample, a white pad of a sample. It's using two of them actually with a bit of detuning. Because the Korg Modwave has got loads of samples in there, so I've mainly used samples for this. And many of these samples are actually originally from the M1 and the Wave Station, so some of them are the original samples, some of them I've recreated using samples. That sound was actually used on the Genesis album Calling All Stations, a track called Alien Afternoon. That's modelled after that sound. I don't know what synth was originally used, but it could have been a D50. I suspect it was a Wave Station. Okay, so this one a bit different. This is called Digital Choir, so we've got a bit of arpeggiator and a very slow digital choir on this one. So we've got an arpeggiator going through there, which you could hear, using one layer. And so these layers are available separately as well, so you can incorporate these into your own program. And then we've got a split on the right hand. We've got this very nice, very slow choir. This one is bell and choir. A bit of the M1 choir with a nice bell sound. We've got a brass pad and a bit more stabby brass. This is using a bit of pitch envelope to get that pitch effect. So we're using one of the envelopes there to put a bit of pitch on that. This one's called Breathy Flute. It's got that sort of digital noise in the background. You can't quite tell, is it voices, is it breath? You can hear it repeating. I've got a piano layer and some chorus, some choral. This one's called Church Bell Pad. And that one I'm using a pad, white pad, and this church bell effects. And using the envelopes, the power of the envelopes on the Modwave, you've got multiple envelopes, so we can bring that bells in slowly like that, and they disappear, then they come back for a bit. I think actually when I checked that one, it's using envelope and the motion sequence as well to get that effect. And you'll hear those bells in another performance later. This one, a bit of fun one. This is based on the D50 lead guitar. So what I've used is a sampled muted distortion sound on one of the oscillators and a square wave, emulating the way that the D50 could do that as well. So you get that attack from the sample and then the square wave sound from the rest of it, which is how the D50 did a lot of stuff. Same with the strings, similar kind of effect. So I've got a real sampled string attack, but then I've got synthesized strings. So digital line pad, a bit of a flanged effect on there. We've got percussion bell. This one is digital Tron vocals, which is one of those digital synths trying to recreate the sound of a mellotron, the 70s tape-based, almost like a sampler. You can create perfect mellotron sounds on here, on the Modwave, but this is a digital machine trying to recreate it. That's what I was going for anyway. Digital bells there. We've got a slow choir. This is what you heard in one of the other patches, but this is just the choir part. This one is called End of Days. You'll see why. Using 4 layers there, so we've got the bells, we've got cathedral organs, we've got choirs, everything. So this next one is a play on some synths add Fantasia and some would call something else, but quite a few digital synths around this time have this kind of sound. Another layered one. So we've got a kick drum and the back synth and the bells in them as well. So that one's using DWGS Bells, so they're digital waveform bells, samples of that, and some analog strings, and on the other layer we've got some analog samples of Moog resonant strings, and we've got the kick drum as well. So I'm using the arpeggiator to do the drums as well. This one's FM Clav, so we're doing a bit of FM modulation, going for those Yamaha synths, and almost sounds guitarist, but that's using the motion sequencer. And what we're doing in the motion sequence there is we're changing the release length on the envelopes to give you that that sort of pattern effect. A ghost pad, using a bit of pitch. You can almost hear the samples on that as well, so sort of that you hear the digital artifacts on that. Clav Vox. This one's called Go Away. Sounds pretty normal until you hit the release. This one's called Hollow Horn. A bit pitch envelope on that. LA Choir using that D50 type layering. This one, I quite like this one. So here you can hear the vocals. I'll leave use my pedal to sustain that. You can hear the vocals change sound. So this one you can hear the vocal samples actually change and they rotate around. As you hold the notes down. So that's just using two different samples and then using an LFO to crossfade between them. That one's using LFOs and then using the modulation to increase the speed on the LFOs. We've got a bit of classic M1 piano vocal. Using the M1 piano and M1 stack. So quite common. That's one of the presets actually from the M1. So that's using an electric piano and the M1 piano. Similar one again, using stack, bit of harpsichord and piano on there. Nice mellow bell. With sort of digital overtones on it. Metal harp. This one's got Oldfield Layers. So we've got 4 layers of this one. And we're using the got 4 layers, using a bit of LFO to switch those layers. Pitch modulation on the envelope. Nice pad there. Reverse Tubular Bells. Rhythmic vocals. So not all of it's going through the LFO, some of it is just playing normally as well. one of those digital synths trying to make analog sounds. That's what I've done there. This one's called Spectrum Bells. Spectrum Bells. And Spectrum Vox. These came from, I forget which synth it has, I think it's probably from the M1. So it's very similar to the Bells one with the vocals. You can hear that digital noise in the background, it's increasing in speed. This one is based on the M1 preset called Universe. I couldn't get the exact sound, so it's almost Universe, because the samples are in the Modwave for that particular effect. Some from the VFX, the Ensoniq VFX that I recreated. Got a pan flute, and you hear the sine wave there as well. Digital waveform bells. And a bit of a wavetable sweep. Sweeping through. So many of these use multi-layers, so what I've done, I've included those layers in here as well, so a lot of those layers, so you can incorporate them into your own programs, your own performances as well. So they're a free download from the digitallifestyle.com, the digital ones. I really enjoyed doing these ones, so I've been doing a lot of analog, so it's nice to see the digital one. There's loads of samples in here. I'm probably going to do another set just of the samples that are on the Modwave. There's some nice sounds built into it. Anyway, so grab that from the digitallifestyle.com. Let me know how you get on with it. If you've got any suggestions for any patches, let me know. You can leave a comment. So like, subscribe and all that, and I'll see you on the next video.